This is your tarot energy check-in, and of course Mercury retrograde was having a party and messed up my recording, so I have already pre-shuffled. We are checking in on general energies. I am not going to reshuffle because this ish was good, so we're just going to dive right in with the general energies going on right now that we're checking in on is all about family. Okay, and I love that it's this time of year. A lot of us are celebrating family, whether this is family that you were born into or family you are creating, friends, adoptions, anything to do with those close family, close knit. These are your people. This is your tribe, your group, your friends, your family. So it is all about the general energies right now are all about those connections and those relationships. And of course, this I'm not shuffling either because I shuffled it and it didn't record on the other one, but we're just going to keep going because again, this was relevant because I'm laughing that the challenge card being the hothead card. So the challenge to the general energies. Remember, tarot readings are all about energy and we can express energy in many different ways. We can also react to it in many different ways. So this is the heads up. Forewarned is forearmed. In the challenge position is this hothead card. So you're going to want to, as you're forging or reforging, put this down, as you're forging or reforging, we have an elephant here. So long lasting connections, whether they're chosen or blood, or however you're making your family, whatever your family looks like. The challenge at this time, and I'm giggling because Mars is retrograde in Leo, which can cause some hot-headedness. So the caveat here is watch your mouth. Don't be the one that pops off. And definitely this is also like be prepared for other people, especially if you're changing the status quo. Other people are going to react to things maybe aggressively, but you get to choose how you react. You can change the dynamic just by not participating in anything too hot-headed, but it's definitely in the challenge position. So we're going to honor it. We do have the positive. I will be shuffling on the next one because this is where the recording blipped and this was good. So I'm going to keep it the positive of today's energies or this current energies is pleasure, and that is of course everything going back to the question, everything going back to family. Obviously this can be pleasure in, and I'm laughing because Mars in Leo is one of the themes of Leo is pleasure. So, and yes, I'm going to be dropping a few little things astrologically just because I have just started taking a new astrology course, a modern updated astrology course, alchemistic astrology, and the Leo theme is pleasure. It's one of them. It's also drama, it's other things. But however, this in the positive, remember this one is positive. It is reflecting back to family, as in this can be a positive experience. You're forging either new, long-lasting, close-knit relationships or reestablishing better, more mutually beneficial relationships. Because I love this image. This is this deck actually has all horses on it. And this is a fabulous picture of mutual grooming. Now, monkeys mutual groom, but so do horses do it because they can't reach certain spots on their back. They can't reach. So they go up next to a friend and they start scratching their friend's back where they want to be scratched. And then they will move each other and mirror back and forth each other and find all the spots that need scratch. What that metaphorically means for me in this reading to tell you is it is the positive of forging these new relationships or changing the dynamics is more give and take, more balanced relationships. We've all been in those relationships where, we were the giver, the fixer. We would give more and more and more, and they would just take and take and take and take. Now, if you change that dynamic, you're gonna upset the apple cart. Good for you. But if all parties involved want to evolve, then it can be mutually beneficial. Everybody gets to grow. So I love that. So let's get to we're going to do, actually, I usually do this one. I'm going to do some first guidance card and then I am going to clarify. And then this is for all signs. I will remind you guys over and over again, we are not our sun sign. We are not our rising sign. We are all of our signs. Every one of us has all of the signs in our chart, just like every one of us is has expressed, will express, and are experiencing all of the energies represented in this 78 card tarot deck. Okay, we are not one thing. We are not only one thing, and everything is working together, either nicely or as a purposeful friction for change, which is a good thing, even though we don't like it and it's uncomfortable. And I have been personally experiencing that friction because I wasn't going with the energy. So let's utilize tarot. Let's utilize all of our divination tools, proper astrology, proper tarot, your intuition, your psychic abilities, filtered through discernment. Let's utilize those for real world practical application. All right. This is not entertainment only. It is entertainment only in the little bio, but it is not entertainment only. These are practical uses we can utilize to make our lives better. And the thing that's the most fun about that, for me anyway, is when I'm making my life better, when I'm setting an example, it gives permission, not that anybody needs it, but it gives permission or sets the example for others to do the same, and they can choose. And so it's a beautiful thing. Anyways, your first guidance card is a cool one. That is the Five of Wands. Now, this is all about keep trying. The Five of Wands usually depicted people playing swords with, learning swords with sticks instead of the knives, so they don't cut each other while they're learning. So this is all about, this is Spirit's way of saying, hey, you got to keep trying, you got to keep practicing, you got to keep being willing to shift and change and assess where the energies are going, and just hang in there and try again. This is a do not quit card. It is a keep at it, keep going card. So we love that. Okay, now let's get into our guidance. We're just going to dig a little bit deep. I'm trying to keep, where am I at? I'm trying to keep these around 10 minutes. You guys let me know the practical applications of the energy so far in the comments. And let me know if you like 10 minutes or 50 minutes. Like, how long do you like these things? Do you like them short, sweet, and to the point, which is my typical typical style, because this is just how I am, and that's all it is. So you have to let me know if you want longer. I can dig in, but please let me know in the comments. So we're clarifying the energies in that family, general energy, like what else is going on there. Ooh, I love this. This is the Queen of Swords. This is all about within family dynamics and relationships that you are forging or reforging, is communication, clear and logical thinking. You have to communicate your needs clearly, ladies. I'm going to talk to the ladies. Dude, fellas too. We have to communicate our needs clearly. They aren't guessing. I've been married 31 years, and I learned a long time ago that he doesn't get hints or tip. He just doesn't get the hints. You just have to point blank say, this is what I need. So this is about being clear, cutting right to the truth, right to the chase, and always trusting your personal discernment. Okay. And it's truth. And that card is truth, truth, and truth. And then the Nine of Wands is here. So this is, this can be a tiring process. Maintaining, especially if you are evolving relationships or creating new, long-lasting, meaningful connections, it can be exhausting. So this is my card to to always remind us, you, that you have to take care of you first. And this is also with my Mars retrograde, well, it's in Leo, so it is in my first house, which is the house of self. Like, it is all about me, and that's why I'm getting that image for you. Spirit uses my library in my head to communicate to you through all my divination tools. And this one is, remember to take care of you. When you're weary, rest. Take care of your physical needs, your emotional needs, your energy needs. And then we have the Knight of Wands, and take action. This is, you can think all you want. That Queen of Swords. You can think about what you want to say all you want. You can do all that internal ruminating and research, but if you're not actually taking the action to say the words and reach out, then nothing happens. So this is a card of action. It's Agent or Knight of Wands, and it's like you have to take action. You have to go for what you want in your relationships. They don't know if you don't try, if you don't reach out, if you don't connect, if you don't communicate. This is another thing that's coming across here. Communicate when you're tired. Communicate when you're weary. This is about delegating. Like, say, I need help, especially this time of year. I know who's doing the majority of the work. the mental work, the shopping, the thinking, the planning. We all know who does that, and I do it happily. But I've also learned to delegate and communicate. Like for my hubby, I'll be like, babe, your niece and nephew, because whenever the littles that we buy presents for, whenever they're at distance, I'm like, we are totally shipping. I'm not shipping it. We're gonna use Amazon. We just are. I try to support local as much as possible. But when it's distance, I'm like, no, I have to do this in a way that can work. So I just delegate that to my husband. Hey, Tim, text your brother. Ask him what's on the kids' Christmas list, and then handle it. Perfect. That helps me not be so weary and so bored, because doing too much is a choice. And I am talking to you because I am talking to me. That overcompensation baloney, it's time to bring it back into balance. Okay. You're not in your selfish era if you're bringing it back to the middle. Okay. We feel like it's selfish because we've always done too much. So it's time to do less on the extremes and more in the middle and delegate. But take that action. We want to hop over here to that challenge. You remember we had that hothead card. Emotions are going to run high. It is an intense time of year. There are a lot of retrograde planets going on. And if you want to know what real astrology is, you need to check out Mystic Astrology, because or Alchemistic, yeah, excuse me, because pop astrology, oh, I know I'm probably going to get some backlash, but pop astrology, which has gone away from the math and the science, and you know, oh, it's just not accurate. Okay, so let's get back to accuracy. Reading the energies that apply, and that actually you can apply and do things with. This is what I'm excited about. So it is not going to be 10 minutes. We are going to 20 minutes. So hang in there, buckle up, put me on fast forward in the settings if you need to. I do that a lot. If somebody talks too slow, I hit that setting and I listen to you at 1.5. So in that challenge, now what's this hot temper? That hot tempered energy is, yeah, it's about, okay, you need to find the calm. This is about utilize your wisdom. We've all learned enough lessons. We know when we need to, step away and shift our energy, protect our energy. This is a card of wisdom, the Hierophant. And again, we're in the challenge position, so I have to rephrase how I said that. It can be challenging. It's going to be harder to stay in that wiser, calmer wisdom space. Is going to be easier to pop off. So that's why it's playing out like that. But if you know, this is the thing that's cool with when you use divination tools or your intuition or any other methods of emotional intelligence, you can hopefully prevent things you regret. All righty. And then, oh yeah, okay. This is I like this card. This is the Tower now. I like this card for the challenge system because it's the challenge. Like, try not to do anything drastic. This is not a time, especially with all the retrogrades. This is not a time to blast forward and make drastic changes. Okay? It's you gotta think a little more clearly. Pause. There's power in the pause. I'm going to use my horse terms. I've been advised to incorporate. I have compartmentalized experiences. I have very diverse, different experiences in my life, and I have compartmentalized them, separate. My occult practices were very separate from my career. And family. Like, I had friends that didn't even know I was a tarot reader. Because I was friends with them through my previous career with horses as a farrier. So anyways, follow me here. I forgot, well, anyways, I forgot my point. So let's just get to the next card. Nope, it's gone. I went off on a tangent, so forgive me. Enjoy the stories, because there are going to be more of those stories coming. So the other thing is with that Page of Pentacles, it can be challenging. Come on. To start new things right now. And again, we're general energies back to family. It can be hard to start that new practical beginning. It can be hard to be the one to reach out. And the other thing about any of these new relationships or new starts or new dynamics, no big drastic blow ups. Got to really lean on that wiser part of yourself. But in here, I love this card, and I love to point this out. This seedling it's beautiful because all of the wisdom in that seed was stored in there, and then it sprouted, but it is still very delicate. Here's life. Life is here. the life that you want to infuse, this new infusion you want to put into your connections. But it's still going to be very delicate, okay? Because this seedling is vulnerable. And that's the other thing. In order to have, and this is going to hit heartstrings, and it is for me, so I'm feeling it for you, or I'll share mine with you. Um, being vulnerable is the key. You have to be vulnerable and risk hurt or risk disappointment or risk a misunderstanding in order to have these close personal connections and relationships and think clearly and communicate clearly what you need, and yeah, not carry too many burdens alone. You have to be vulnerable, and that is a scary place to be. I don't like it either, but the way through is through, that's for sure. Well, let's get to the good stuff. Remember, we have the positives of these general energies is that that pleasure card, that mutually beneficial, supporting each other energy, more equal give and take. And then let's see what else. What else is the positive? Ooh, that was a jumper. Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups. So absolutely. Wishes fulfilled, more positive experiences, more positive lessons. Now, we are embracing the thing we are embracing in the Seven of Cups is all of those emotions, all those cups, they're filled with different experiences. It's the good, it's the hard, but because it's in the positive only card or a pile column, there he said it, because it's in the positive only column, it's going to be represented in with this general energies that more of the positive is going to come out. What you focus on grows. What you focus on grows. How you talk in here and in here grows. And man, I have been catching myself and rephrasing all of my internal dialogue, because we can program ourselves or reprogram ourselves. I have cut way back on watching, and I'll tell my story probably on a podcast of the last couple years. But I literally feel like every single cell in my body has had to be rebuilt. And we can do this on a small scale, little scale. This can be one little aspect of your life, one of these little cups. You have one of those little cups. It doesn't have to be all the things. I hope it's not all the things for you, because it was for me, and Lord, it was hard. So the other positive thing is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is fabulous. If people are willing to work, this is the hard work card. This is the master of it, being a master of a trade or craft in a practical manner, because Pentacles are your material life. So you're the positive of this mutually beneficial general energy with connections and family is you're going to be working really you're going to have, it feels like a team, like you're going to have a team to help you build your dreams, or you're going to have mutual dreams, like it's give and take. And with that, with this card, is a lot about the willingness to put in the work. So are you willing? And oh, that's a good one. Are you willing to put in the work that it takes to make your life over, or make it better, to make that relationship better, to make how you connect and communicate better without popping off? And this is something I had to learn as I gained my voice, and learned to speak up. It swung too far, and it's still kind of hard for me, because when I start speaking or getting passionate, I'm still getting not angry. It's probably passion, but it comes across as angry. So I'm finding that I got to be willing to keep working on it, keep trying. That's the Five of Wands. Keep trying. Where's the Five of Wands? Yeah, right here. Yeah. Keep trying and figuring out the best way to present my energy so that I can be heard in a positive manner, instead of just as a stream and meaning, because that can happen. Now we also have the King of Wands, or the Throne of Torches there, and that in the most positive is this is a like a goal. The King of Wands is that goal, that how do you want the next phase of your life to look? How do you want next week to look? How do you want Christmas to look if you celebrate Christmas? I don't care what you're celebrating or doing in the next few weeks. How do you want that to look? It's going to be positive, because we're in the positive column. If you are willing to try things different, control your temper, and help others control their temper. Like if somebody really pops off and it's coming from a place of hurt or defense, or an old trigger, if you don't react to it personally, you can help diffuse and navigate, work your way through that with them. And that brings you closer. Okay. So this is a mutual goal, and it's beautiful because it's a king. So it's going to be the pinnacle. It's going to be, you're going to get to another level of just accomplishment with connections. This is all family and people related. Remember, the reading, whether what is always back to the question. The question was current energies, and that first card and the last card will have the final say. So let's get your final. Man, I'm not even gonna make 20 minutes. Apparently, I had a lot to say today, so I hope you're listening, and I hope you share. Send use these kind of things. Send this to the person who would be receptive. I wouldn't force this on anybody, but hey, would you listen to this with me? Or hey, this, take a little write down the, if something really struck you, write down the time mark, and just say, hey, can you listen to this 30 seconds or whatever, and then have a conversation about it. Like, let's utilize, I know we love to watch social media for entertainment and doom scrolling where we're escaping our own life, but let's do less of that and more of utilizing the information for practical good, for movement forward, for prosperity. So remember, we have that 5 of Wands. You're gonna got to keep trying, keep at it. You got to be willing to suck at something to get better at something. If you suck at communication with new people, or with people you're trying to reestablish a different dynamic with, you're going to have to be willing to suck at communicating and keep trying. And of course, that has to be mutual. That is always a component. And then we have another 5. So lots of 5s. I love the 5s. There's 3 5s in this already. So that is shift or change. It can be disruption, but depending on, well, this was in, yeah, it can be disruption, but it's mostly shift. So shift the narrative. Be willing to change. 5 of Cups is it's time to shift out of that. We're going to honor your grief and disappointment. You're going to communicate that. You're not going to do it angrily, hopefully. You're going to be willing to work on it with whomever, or more than one person, because I think it's more than one person, because when we are changing ourselves and how we want to be seen, heard, felt, that affects all of our connections, whether it is coworkers, bosses, employees, family, new family. It's all related. So that 5 of Cups is Spirit's way of saying it's time to shift out of the grief and disappointment. We're going to honor it, and we're going to feel it, and then we're going to shift that forward for change. Okay. And then we have, oh yeah, there we go, more healing. There's healing to be done. That's 3 of Swords. It's time to heal. I'm going to slow down for that one. It is time to heal. This is Spirit's way. That this 3 of Swords, this image is, it is self-explanatory, because holding on to these hurts is not going to serve you. It's not going to serve them. You are asked to finally pull those swords out of your own back, because then you're pulling it out of theirs too. Energetically, it just shifts everything. So it is time to heal. We've got shift and change and healing happening. It is time. And we also have, the Queen of Wands. And then, yeah, be yourself. Be unapologetically. You need to, take a run at these new energies, or these current energies, as authentically you. And so I am going to, and I'll just put it to me, I am not putting any sun signs on this reading, because we are not a sun sign. We are all of them. We are experiencing all of the energies all the time. Depending on which one is prevalent is how we will navigate. But this is the card. Queen of Wands is about being unapologetically yourself, undiluted. If you are wild and passionate, quit shrinking yourself. Be wild and passionate with balance, but be who you are. If you are naturally like, this is also my card of don't apologize. Don't apologize for, if you are that detail oriented person, don't apologize for that. Utilize that energy. It is a superpower. If you're super sensitive, utilize that power as a superpower. Okay. It's about finding the balance, but in that, that transformations are amazing. And we're going to do final word here. We're going to do that first card, last card. First card, general energy, is all about family. It's all about your connections, whether these are family you choose, family you're born into, friends, whatever your group is. Be that group, that family. This is very important. That group or that family or those people, your tribe, have to welcome you and celebrate you exactly as you are. Even when you are, trying to find that balance, and you're a little too this way and you're over this way. Like, you need to be with the people. This is about finding your people that will ride the freaking roller coaster with you. Thanks for watching.